hiring what you guys are, because you have a huge number of hiring and the locations you are hiring, and our children are really excited to know more about BYJU'S. So over to you, Ayush. Please take us through the lovely presentation. Let's understand from you, and it's over to you, please.
It was really nice introduction, but there's nothing so great. But yeah, we are here. Actually, it's a mutual thing. So we require profiles. We require, that's the prime thing that we are here for. So like, yeah, of course, I'll start with telling us slightly about what BYJU'S does, how do we do it, and things like that. But we will again very soon move to a stage that what all will be required by the people to be, say, selected from to here in BYJU'S, and what do we do generally in BYJU'S, how many things that we do. So wait, I have opened a different presentation. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. So are you guys able to see my screen? Yes, we do. No, you don't. I have there's some issue. And yeah. So yeah, I think my screen is visible now. Uma, you are able to see my screen?
Yes, very much, Ayush. Very much. Yes, it is.
So,
Yes.
guys, as the PPT shows, welcome back to school, because all of us have left school some long before. So welcome back, because this BYJU'S gives us a long and a very good opportunity to learn all the things that we missed out to learn on a school. In fact, like, I'll just share my own experience. Yesterday itself, I learned something that is a fourth class syllabus concept, and I was doubting myself that how did I pass in the fourth standard. So that's something that BYJU'S does very well. Welcome back to school. So just if we go forward, what do we stand as a company? Yes, we want to change the way people think and learn. That's the whole motive of this company. Long before, since I would say even in the Guru era, you might have noticed ki it's a standard model of teaching that is going on. Teacher comes, delivers his set of speech, and just goes. At the end of the year, there will be an exam. There was no personalization or no technology integration into the field of education, which we as a company wanted to change. We wanted to make people a very active learner, so that we all know that whatever we are studying today, chances are really high that 10 years down the lane, 20 years down the lane, the work culture will be completely different. So how do we prepare people for the future? That's the whole idea of BYJU'S. How do we make people an active learner? Because active learner is someone who just keeps on learning. He does not stop learning at some point of a time. So that's the whole motive of company. We want people to be an active learner going forward. And then if this slide, I don't know, it's too big, but I'll just summarize this slightly. Say 2011, we started as a company with a very small bunch of people, say around 20. And then within 3 to 4 years, we were still in the development stage of the app. And in 2015, we made the app. uh, you will be shocked to know that as we released the app, within 3 months we had a download 20 lakhs download in our app, which is commendable. Without any marketing, without any advertisements, we were able to get 20 lakh downloads within 3 months. And you will be shocked to know that's our daily download right now. So roughly we 20 lakhs downloads happen on a daily basis on our app. So that's a really good picture. Slowly in 2016, we were acquired by one of the very good person that you might also know, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm so sorry. Chan Zuckerberg is his wife. So they actually ventured in the company, and going forward. We were one of the first few companies to be included into a Harvard Business School ka research. They were actually researching what's so great about this company that we are growing so fast. So that was really commendable. And after this Harvard ka tie up, like we had few brand ambassadors. You might know one, Shah Rukh Khan. He's the biggest actor in Bollywood right now. And then we have also targeted each individual demographies. For example, we have Manmohan in
Mohanlal in
the,
Malayalam, from Malayalam industry.
yeah, in
Because
Kerala.
it goes like that. Yes.
And
We see
in
a lot of ads coming up.
True. And then Sudeep Kicha is for Karnataka industry, and Mahesh
Yes.
Babu for say Andhra industry. So we have even targeted different demographics as
Yes.
per their mean. And you know what this gives us a confidence is all of them are the leaders in the market. Like, you know, leaders in their own field, like Shah Rukh Khan being the biggest actor in Bollywood, and same goes for Mahesh Babu in Andhra. So we were lucky enough to be associated with these guys. And then in 2019 we acquired, that was our first acquisition actually, Osmo. It's a artificial intelligence company, so we are soon going to develop our app into an artificial intelligence segment as well. In 2019 again we partnered up with Disney. That's again an achievement. 2 months before, Disney had another venture with someone called Hotstar. But before that, BYJU'S was the only company that Disney was actually having a tie-up
Associated
with.
with in India. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and not just in India, Uma, it was in whole of Asia. Disney
Yes.
had only partnered with BYJU'S before that. So that was ours. And our recent acquisition, if few of you might know in this particular
Oh,
call as
this is
well.
all across.
Yeah,
This is all
so
across. Sure.
yeah, Wynad Junior is one of our very recent acquisition. This is something that we told, right, as our mission is to make the people active learner and someone who is ready for the future. White Hat being one of that particular company which was intersecting in all of those missions, as it teaches coding, which might be very helpful in say 10 years down the lane. So White Hat being our latest acquisition. Now, what is BYJU'S? If I can sum up, this is what BYJU'S makes. It's a mixture of content, media, and technology. I would not take too much of a time on this slide, but I will tell you very basic. Content tells what has to be made, media makes it, and then technology integrates into the app. So very basically, what has to be made, how it has to be made, once it's made, how it has to reach people. So this is the three pillars that is actually holding BYJU'S together. Right now, we are going to talk in detail about the media bit of it. It does not mean that we are not hiring in the other two fields, but I am more here for the media field, and I am pretty sure the arena animation and Vidyadaan is also for the same purpose. So we will be talking more in detail for media. This again is our growth story. In 2016 we had a revenue of roughly 16 crores, and last year this year we are targeting to close around to have a revenue of around 1000 crores. So uh, this is a story in a 5 years time. Growing from a 18 crore to 1000 crore is not a very frequent story. Very rarely companies are able to achieve that, so we are very proud of it. This again, as I said, those three departments were the pillar. So these are the actually faces of the company. You can see one person in the center, our man, our rock star. So Baiju sir himself, he still teaches. That's the very great part. Baiju sir and actually his wife, both of them still teach. They still take a session, they still record a video to teach students, to make them learn. And that's a very good part, because Baiju sir has said once ki you would find there are various entrepreneurs who venture into different fields, but Baiju sir has very clearly said that where I don't know where you guys will be, but come back after 40 years, I'll be here only. So that gives us a very good confidence that yes, this company is going to grow big, and a owner has a very good confidence about this company. Then there are a few others in this particular, say for example, Anita ma'am passed from IIM, Vinay sir passed from IIM, Shankar passed from IIM, Ashwin, one of the very good philanthropists, well, of the very good psychologist, and he understands the psychology of the students. So these are our very good
In fact, sorry, Ayush, we
Yeah.
had a lovely session from Ashwin during
Oh,
this pandemic. Yes,
then
he
I
addressed the
think
students.
I would
It was
not be
really a
able
very wonderful session.
yeah, I will not be able to match him because he is one of my
He's a very
mentors.
good teacher.
Yeah,
Excellent,
very,
outstanding.
very good teacher.
Yeah.
So these are the few guys. And then, yes, of course, we have plans. We have plans to expand internationally. This will be our pillars to expand internationally. If you can see, there's Edward Berger for mathematics, Derek Muller for physics, Tyler Dewitt chemistry, Johansson biology. I will give you a bit of snippets of each of these guys. Edward Berger, for that matter, he has gold medalist from Barack Obama in maths. Derek Muller has 10 lakh subscribers in YouTube. Similar goes for Tyler Dewitt. They have a very famous channel called Veritasium. If you guys get time, please go through it, because these are they have a very famous, and they are YouTube rock stars in America. So that's in the lines of our international expansion.
So, sorry to interrupt. So these guys are you said they are the YouTube rock stars.
yeah.
So our students can get connected to them, getting advices onto the showreel or anything. Can that be possible?
Uh,
Can they be connected
when
like that
yes, when
to
we
take
will
their
be
advices?
when we will see, primarily these guys are very cooperative. Since I have shot with them, I will tell you, these guys are the kind of guys who believe in
Okay.
us for what we do. So
Or
if
can
they
you
come
give us a tip where they can just check onto the reels where
correct.
our students can get the best idea of what is really the
Yeah,
outstanding work.
that's what they are, teachers at the end of the day, right? So they are ready to teach at any point of a
Okay.
time. In the shoot, during the shoot, after the shoot, they're really good people to have around. So really nice people, right? So going forward, these are our few product lines. Byju's, the learning app, if you would always, it's all over the TV right now, so I don't think there is a much of an introduction to do that. Byju's classes being our one of the new products that we have launched in this pandemic. This is to give the student a very feel of a live classes of live learning. How do still their learning can be scheduled, say 11 o'clock maths class will be there, 12 o'clock science class will be there. So we are still with that assumption key, when the schools open, the student should not feel like, oh, someone has bound me. So we have launched this app to have that personalized tutoring program for the people. Then Disney Byju's, as I said, that particular product is one of our very highly invested product. Till now we have roughly invested 300 crores, I think, in this particular product.
Okay.
So that's there. And then Osmo, as I said, Osmo and White Hat Junior being our two acquisitions, one for the AI, one for the coding learning. uh, Numbers thoda sa, because that's a pretty much important part. Salary nahi aayegi nahi to. So so
That
numbers
was
pretty important part. So, roughly we have a target of 900 crores revenue this year. We have actually, I am not able to update this slide on a daily basis. Otherwise, this 64 million is now 70 million downloads that we have, and average daily usage of 71 minutes, which itself is again a very good confidence to us, because our investor, that is Facebook, has 48 minutes. So we are much ahead from our investors itself. And per month we are growing at a rate of 10%. If you can see this slide, top three, month on month growth, revenue run rate, and downloads, shows that yes, our marketing is really great. But if you see the bottom two, that is average daily usage and annual renewal rate, that is 85%, shows that not just our marketing, our product is also good. If product would have not been good, people will not renew the contract. People will not buy the product just for Shah Rukh Khan seeing his face. They might buy it for once, but not forever, right? So that that gives us a very good confidence. Okay, now this is a thoda sa controversial slide, but yeah, it is, all the data are actually taken from relevant sources, and all are true. So if you can see, these are our few competitors in the market, like Vedantu, Khan Academy, Topper, Extra Marks, and Merit Nation. In this, if you see, there are three types of people who use the product. One is a promoter, one is a neutral guy, one is a detractor. Promoter, what he does is, yes, I have used this product, and you should also use it. He tells it to his friend, tells it to his colleague, you should also use it. That guy is our promoter, without being without taking any salary actually. And then there are neutral guys who actually just are there, who are using our app, but they are not telling it to anyone else. Detractors are actually going and telling, don't use this particular product. So if you can see in this particular chart, we have a larger share of promoters and a very minimal share of detractors. So that again gives us a lot of confidence as compared to our peers. uh, Again, one of the very big slide, it has very less data, but total roughly India has 2600 towns. We have already covered 1700 out of those.
Wow, that's really
And this particular map, if you can see, the darker the area means more download from that particular area. So if you can see more like Kerala is completely dark, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, Patna, Kolkata. So we have roughly a pan India approach. And why I said these metro cities, but if you can see, there are small dots almost in every part of the country. So that gives us a confidence that we are not bound by the infrastructural capability of a city. And that was the aim since the start. We wanted to develop this company to the pan India, because the availability of good teachers was the problem that we wanted to solve. And anyways, there are good teachers in metro city, the only villages suffer this problem. So we wanted to cater this problem, and that's this kind of a map gives us a good feel of a success story. In fact, just a fact check, if government allows us, we can actually open 5 different offices in Pakistan. You can see Lahore, Karachi, Peshawar. So if government allows us, we are there as well. But that's just a distant possibility.
obvious.
Uh, these are few of our investors. For example, CPPIB, Sequoia. Most of you would know Mark Zuckerberg. Tencent, PUBG. You might have heard about it. Uh, it's banned, but it was there. So Qatar Investment, for that matter, Qatar is one of the very big investment board. One thing very great about this particular slide that I see is, CPPIB is a pension fund, and whereas Sequoia is a very much short-term investor. So on this board, we have both types of investor, one who is a short-term and one who is a long-term. So this gives us a confidence that our company is giving short-term returns as well and long-term returns as well. This is a combination that very few companies are able to achieve. So again, that's a very good part on our investment board. Pretty much these are the things that we do on our app. Synchronous learning, asynchronous learning. Synchronous means you are learning at your own pace, you are learning at your own time, at your own convenience. Asynchronous are you are learning at our convenience. So I told you, right, we had a BTLA app before, and Byju's classes just was launched. So this is a combination of both of those, synchronous and asynchronous learning. Test solving, doubt solving, mentoring is done on all of those platforms. Pretty much it's very engaging. I will show you the videos as well, so you will get to know what is the part there. So okay, why to talk too much? Let's just play a video, where you guys will be seeing what all we do. And okay, by the way, all of you guys will be thinking, what are we doing here? Why is he just blabbering about Byju's? So we are here to recruit you guys. We are here to, do the real talent acquisition. Now, what is a real talent acquisition? Because you might have heard कि different companies posing कि we have this requirement and there are 10 vacancies, or there are 15 vacancies for this profile. What I mean by the real talent acquisition is, please, if you have talent, please don't even bother about how many vacancies are there, because we don't have that number, right? So if you have a talent, we will acquire you. You should not be bothered whether there is one vacancy or 100 vacancy. If you are talented enough and there is 100 vacancy, you are the 110th person, we will recruit you as well. So don't worry
That's great.
about that's what I call it, a real talent acquisition. So we are here for that. And that point, we are on this call for hiring in different profiles. say motion graphics being one, matte painting, comping, substance painting, storyboard, concept art, digital art, all of these profiles we are direly looking for. And as you would have seen, we have a very big plans of expanding internationally, expanding within India to different state boards as well. We have just covered 3 or 4 by now, and we want to cover at least 20 of the state boards by next year. So we have a bigger plans for each of these profiles.
Saurabh,
So
sorry to interrupt. A quick question.
huh?
A quick question. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Coming up to the expansion part, can you
Huh?
please brief our students the present locations of BYJU'S wherever available?
Okay,
Bangalore, you
as
have
a product or as a work location, you say?
I'm talking about work location, because the
Work location.
students who have joined today onto this virtual job fair 2020 are not only Aptech students, we have these students from outside also, and the students are from pan India. So
Oh,
if you can just, be a little bit for them to understand. Of course, everybody know that your presence in Bangalore. Now
yeah,
you have been there at Technopark Trivandrum also. Any
correct.
other locations where BYJU'S are right now in, or in future planning to expand?
Yeah, as of now, these are the two, Uma.
Okay.
As you said, Trivandrum and Bangalore.
Okay.
We are in a very initial stage in say Bhubaneswar, but that's something that we will not be say vouching right now, because we don't know what is the future of that company. So we will not be hiring someone who we don't know where he will be working. So as of now, yes, Trivandrum and Bangalore will be the locations that we will be hiring for. But going forward, yes, we can maybe expand to say Bhubaneswar or say Pune or Delhi. Like those are the options that we are trying it out, but not a very clear picture we have yet. So you can consider those locations, but I would say TVM and Bangalore would be the place that any of these guys who have joined this call will be joining in.
Great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
We have in Pune as well as Delhi also.
Yeah,
But that
so
is not yet decided. That's why we are not giving you any confirmation now.
we are not
All
giving
right.
a commitment of that because we don't like a wrong commitment. So
All right.
we are looking for it, and if that goes well, yes, of course we will give all those options to the employees. We will get all those done, but it will not right now. I'm not in that state to commit right now. Yeah,
Perfectly fine. This is for students to understand, because
correct.
as you were telling, you have plans of expansion, right?
Huh.
That's in the pipeline. So
So
it is an
expansion.
attraction for the students as well, who is onto the session today, to
Huh.
understand, yes, they can, not immediately, but at least in future, they can have an option of relocation.
Pretty much. And if that much, please believe me, if we go well, if everything goes well according to the plan, don't just stay in India. My
Yes.
point
Well,
would
that's
be that.
really wonderful.
So that's the plan. So please, let's just, if we are looking for a future, distant future, then it's not the India is just not the only place that we will be there. We will be all over the world. So that's the plan. Let's hope for the best.
All the best.
Yeah, cool. So I'll just play this video. This video is actually 6 minutes. So I would require everyone's attention slightly. Also, this video is a combination of all the things that we do in BYJU'S. Say, for example, motion graphics to comping to matte painting, everything that we do in BYJU'S. This video is a combination of that. And someone who is joining BYJU'S, this is something that we will have an expectation of. Yes.
Saurabh, so you mean to say you are also talking about the quality, what is expected in terms of from the student through this
Correct.
video,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Correct.
Please,
Yeah.
please,
This,
please,
this
please,
is the
please pay.
this is the benchmark that we have set for our product, because anything below than this does not go on an app, and
Okay.
something that does not go on an app is pretty much similar, which is going on a dustbin. So
Thank you.
as simple as that. So
Please,
this is
please.
the benchmark video that I'm showing all of you actually. So here it go. Oh, just a minute. Okay. Why is
Earth is awesome. It's just teeming with living creatures all around. From the smallest bacteria to the largest mammals, the entire planet is filled with living things. Tucked away in the solar system, in a corner of the Milky Way, this is the only planet we know that has life. Everything else we see out in space, every single rock is lifeless. Ever wondered why Earth is the only planet having life? Well, it's mainly thanks to three major components of nature. When air, water, and land come together, they make the perfect condition for life to happen. I mean, think about it. Any living thing needs these three components to exist. Without air, what will we breathe? Without water, what will we drink? And without land, where would we stand? Let's take a look at how each of these components affects us. Here exists an invisible domain which we can't see, but maybe we can feel. This region, which contains gases and vapors, including the very precious oxygen that we need to live and breathe. This is the atmosphere. In Greek means layer of air that surrounds the earth. Then the water, the oceans, the seas, the geysers, glaciers, falls, lakes, rivers, marshes, swamps, and even the rain and the snow. All the water on earth, the water that keeps our bodies running, that gives life to billions of organisms that wouldn't survive on land. We call this the hydrosphere. Hudor in Greek means water. It's all the water that exists throughout the earth in three forms: ice, water, or vapor. And then the land. All the high-rises and the quaint little meadows, the highest of mountains and the grandest of canyons. Everything resting on the soil that gives food to the plants, which in turn gives us our food. We call this the lithosphere. Lithos in Greek means stone. It is the solid portion of the earth on which we live. All three of these spheres come together on earth. They all meet, and when they do, life happens. This is called the biosphere. Bios in Greek means life. It is the zone where the lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere interact, which contains all the living creatures on the earth. These are the domains of the earth. It's living space that we share with all the other organisms on earth.
So yeah, after that it's just the post-production and things like that. So that's why I left it. Post-production, I'm sorry, post-credits and things like that. Yeah, so this is a bit of an idea. Few of the guys might be thinking that, why are we here? Because we are, say, graphic designers and then we are good artists. So why are we here? So I have one small video for them as well, so that we can directly move to them also. They should not feel left out. They will be like, oh shit, there's nothing like me for me in this particular company. So yeah, no, we think about everyone. So just give me 1 second. I'll play a random video on YouTube itself so that you guys get an idea. Okay. Why is YouTube not playing? वो क्या था वीडियो का नाम? This is the last video, and then post that we will go to the question answer segment, right? So
the Earth is a beautiful and intricate object in the cosmic playground. It has water, air, and soil that have enabled life to bloom out of every nook and corner. It has winds that blow and seasons that change. It has days and nights and a lot more. But let's suppose this wasn't so. What do you think would happen if the world stopped going round and round? Well, this question, although bizarre, is neither a futuristic scenario nor is it science fiction. What it is a fun thought experiment of an extremely improbable yet fascinating question. Fascinating because everything that we spoke of happening on the Earth happens because the Earth spins or rotates about its own axis. But what makes the Earth spin in the first place? To answer that, let's recall Newton's first law of motion. The first law of motion basically says that if an object is at rest, then it wants to continue to stay at rest. Or if it's in motion, it wants to remain in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless an external force acts upon it. This behavior is what we term as inertia. So, getting back to our earlier discussion, the Earth, the Sun, and the whole solar system experiences no external force. Thus, we keep spinning the way we started out, round and round because of inertia. Now, back to our original question. What if the Earth stopped spinning? Well, for starters, when the Earth suddenly stops from a crazy speed of about 1700 kilometers per hour, the effects will be, well, apocalyptic. Everything that is not fixed firmly to the Earth, including us, will be thrown sideways. Why? Because of inertia. Now, except for maybe objects at the poles, but even those will eventually be thrown off too. Everything else will continue to travel at that crazy speed, including and importantly, our atmosphere. Now, this would create multiple gusts of wind, each with the same impact as an atomic explosion. The water in the ocean would also remain in motion. Why? Because of air currents. And within a minute, these would cause colossal tsunamis. So, in a nutshell, our ecosystem as we know it today will be wiped out completely. What else would happen? What do you think would happen to days and nights? Well, if the Earth stopped rotating around its axis but continued to revolve around the sun, for starters, a day, which is 24 hours now, will be equal to 12 months. There will be 6 months of daytime and 6 months of nighttime. In the daytime, the side facing the sun would bake to a crisp due to the constant heat of solar energy, while the side facing against the sun would see temperatures plummet. This would result in giant storms that would rage for a long, long time. Now, this was just a hypothetical scenario, right? And we haven't even seen 1% of the things that would actually go wrong if the Earth were to suddenly stop spinning. But it is true that the Earth is slowing down. According to a study, a day is getting longer by 2.3 milliseconds every 100 years. And in about 100 million years from now, a day will be longer at 25 hours. But for the Earth to really slow down and stop spinning altogether, it would take ages and eons. Who's to say we'll even stick around till then? Right now, my life hasn't stood still, and I have more pressing problems to address, like what to eat for lunch today, or why I forgot to charge my phone last night. God. Hey, do you have a charger that I can borrow by any chance? To understand and learn more concepts this way, all mapped to your syllabus, download BYJU'S, the learning app. Hey guys, I still need that charger. Anybody? Anyone? Guys? Power bank?
Yeah, so
That happens. Always. Anyway, it was really good. It was really wonderful.
yeah.
So,
The whole idea, if why I didn't say this before, was the whole idea is to make learning much more personalized and much more interactive, much more understandable. We are not here to make a video, say like a PPT style video or a webinar, which I am doing right now, because we assume that the audience here are much more mature, but the audience which we are catering to are not so mature. So a PPT style video will not be a very good style, and a lot of creativity is involved, a lot of design sense is involved, a lot of even a animator should have a knowledge of what a director is actually thinking, so that he can very much correlate with, okay, what should be my framing, what should be my area of focus in this particular video. All these things needs to be mapped and very creatively presented to the student, because students, for a very small reason, I'll give you an example ki as a 8-year-old, I don't care whether it was done on a Maya or on a Photoshop or on Illustrator or on After Effects. I just need to see whatever is coming on my screen. It's amazing. And that's something that we want to cater to. We develop a creative unit, and we don't care about what platform is he getting to achieve. Say, for example, in the first video that I shared, you might have noticed that initially it started with a whole different set where matte painting was required, concept art was required, to comping 2.5D comping was required. As and when we moved to the video, we started using real footages with a little bit of a typography. So the idea is, how can we make the video much more interesting, much more engaging, not about the what platform it was done on. So that's the whole and this is something that most of the companies are getting confused with, and most of the artists also, I would say, they get confused with key, they forget to target the audience, and that is something that we will have to do as a
obviously.
as
And
a
and that also, these are audience are students.
yeah, exactly. And
And the reach for them has to be really, really interesting,
correct,
right?
correct. I'll
So
give you
that is the catch where the students, which will, always be recorded.
correct. I'll
And they
give
will
you
always be like, they will never forget that.
yeah, I'll
That
give you an
should be,
example. Say, for example, Tom and Jerry. If I say Tom and Jerry ka colors, if you see, are very basic, like black, blue, gray, white, and say generally very basic colors, monotone colors. Does that mean the artist working in Tom and Jerry does not know how to use colors? No, he is just targeting the audience, because
yes, yes,
whoever is watching my
correct,
video is
very
just
much.
4 or 5 or 6 year old, and he does not know cyan and magenta. Right. And that's the very much important part that we forget while creating the concept. So that's something that we will, as a company, we don't want to forget, and we will always target our audience.
Well, that was really lovely, Ayush. And Saurav has been very quiet for quite some time. Let me just disturb him now. Right? Saurav, please take us through the hiring. What is BYJU'S looking out for in
Yes, sir.
terms of what are the positions, what are the skill sets, what are the opportunities, the locations?
Mhm.
Please, over to you, Saurav.
So basically, so we have two locations, one for Bangalore, one for Trivandrum. In
I think,
Bangalore, we have.
sorry, your voice is echoing. Can, yes, Saurav.
So we have two offices. One is in Bangalore, another is in Trivandrum, and we are planning to start one office in Pune as well as Kolkata also. Okay. In Bangalore, our strength is somewhere around 2,800, including like 3D, 2D, math, comping, and all. In Trivandrum, as of now, we are 150 numbers, but we are looking for somewhere around 600 numbers over there with the same skills, same experience, everything. And Pune, actually, we got the approval from the management side, but we haven't got the like confirmed numbers. So we are waiting for that. Once we achieve 150 to 200, we'll take the office and we'll make a setup there. Same thing for Kolkata also. In Bhubaneswar,
Wow.
we are 150 only for 3D units. So basically, the plan is Bangalore would
So,
be the main office.
Saurabh, so this is a lovely news for the all the students onto the session
Yeah,
where BYJU'S is really planning up to open in future.
exactly.
One other location other than Bangalore and Trivandrum is
Hmm.
Pune,
Yeah.
and the fourth location is Kolkata. That's
Yes.
really lovely. Please.
Bhubaneswar, we have one 3D unit. So there we are looking only 3D profiles, not 2D.
Okay.
Bangalore, we have Bangalore and Trivandrum like combined all things. Why? Because Bangalore is
Everything.
the headquarter and we used to operate all the things.
Okay.
Basically, all the product which we are doing, like recording, then testing, everything is happening from Bangalore. In
Bangalore.
Trivandrum, we kept one small unit for comping and math. Right? Because Bangalore, we are not doing these two things, but from there we are getting all the files and getting like testing and then the launch. But now after 150 we are looking for like a storyboard artist, digital art, concept art, then the matte painters, then motion graphic artist. Why? Because I'm not like here to like 150, okay, done, then we'll leave. No, 150 first level of target is done. Now we are moving ahead for the 500 numbers,
So
including all the things.
you mean to say, round the clock, there
Yeah.
is always opening with BYJU'S.
Yes.
That's lovely.
See,
Please
the thing
go
is,
ahead.
it's not all about for fresher experience or something. If you have talent, if you know how to use software, if you have skills, welcome to BYJU'S. We are ready to take.
That's really wonderful,
And there's
Saurabh.
no limit for experience, fresher, mid-level, senior. This is the position. You have skills, welcome. Simple as that.
Okay.
There are 4 levels. Suppose if you want to apply, there are 4 levels of entry. First, you need to either you can share your profile directly through website or any shows like there are jot form, then few agencies, the employee references, all the things. After receiving your profile, we are sending for the review. Review means suppose anyone has like 8 years of experience, it has to be visible in their portfolio. Correct. Second, why I'm telling you? Why? Because you are not here in front of me. Otherwise, I would have asked all the skills. Your portfolio and resume, like we are checking like all the skills, the software knowledge, how you like become an artist from like there are 3 levels. Sometimes a student used to do engineering, then moving in the artist background, or else from the beginning only they used to move. So for that, we are checking all the skills, software portfolio. Then we are sending for the review. After review, interview. If your profile is getting shortlisted for the particular thing,
Okay.
either we'll have the Zoom interview, telephonic interview, or the like any kind of virtual source.
Can we have a specific in detail which you guys are following now
Mhm.
during the pandemic? Because now it's all online, which is happening,
Yes,
and it's virtual. So
yes.
just be a little bit elaborate onto the process what you guys are following.
Correct. So that's it. I was actually coming on to that point only.
Okay.
So first, the profile receiving. Second is the screening. Third, after shortlisting, we are like either you'll get a call, telephonic round of interview. So HR will connect you for the like, when are you available? Are you comfortable for the telephonic or the Zoom interview? Sometimes, like few candidates are not in the proper network, so might be they'll accept for the telephonic, or sometimes like it's completely of the candidate's call, whether it's Tcon or Zoom. Then after the interview, we are giving a small assignment based on 48 hours. So basically, that assignment we are checking the skills, whether, well, because in resume sometimes you can write, I know this particular software, and might be that like the software which you have mentioned, I'm not able to figure out from your portfolio. So for that particular gap, for filling that gap, I'm sending one assignment for 48 hours. After 48 hours, you have to submit the same assignment, the same email which you got from us. After receiving the assignment, maximum 12 hours to 18 hours to review those particular files. After reviewing, if your profile is getting shortlisted, you will get a welcome mail from us. Wait for 1 week, you'll be getting call from the HR. There is no further round for that.
Okay, sorry, Saurabh, again, one more thing here. You say the students mention a skill. Okay, you are just testing on to understand from the student whether he or she is really having a thorough knowledge onto the skill what is mentioned on the resume.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is that all what you guys are looking out for?
Yeah.
Or when you give the test, 1 minute, when you give the test, are you really evaluating the student onto the talent of the student as well?
Yeah, see, that's I'm so sorry to Saurav to cut you down. See, the idea of this test is everyone has the skill. Everyone says that, yes, I know particular, I know, say, for example, typography. But what we check in this test is whether they are BYJU'S fit or not. What we do in general, whether they are actually rich in content explaining or not. Because there are a lot of people who are good at entertainment part, and we are here not for just the entertainment, we are here for edutainment. So what we check in this test is whether he has that knack of content understanding.
Excellent. That is what.
Whether he has that knack of explaining the content to someone else through their videos or not, and whether they have the required skill set with respect to the tools. Okay, he knows particular, but can he use that knowledge of a particular to explain an educational content? Okay, so that's the idea that we take away this test for, because everyone, see, I don't doubt your institute or say any other institute that you will not tell them the tools or you will not tell them the softwares that they work on, but what is the actual application of that software, how to use, how to tweak that knowledge that they have according to the product requirement, is something that we are testing through that test file that we are giving.
Excellent. So as well, again, the next part is they're all freshers.
Yeah.
You cannot expect any rocket science overnight from the students.
But
right. So what is that simple? Yes.
So suppose if I'm telling, no, I want to apply for motion graphic, okay, and being a recruiter, like how you can like judge me whether I'm actually artist or not. So my portfolio, it's gonna explain you, okay, I have this, I'm a fresher, but I have these many skills. I have done these many particular things. So without any experience, I have achieved these many numbers. If you try, I can get more things.
Yeah, and just add on to that, Uma, see, even a fresher will have a design sense, will have a color sense, will have a animation sense. How does he follow those 12 rules of animation or not? Does he follow that color theory while animating or not? Does he while making an artwork or not? Does he have a knowledge of a perspective while making that particular environment or not? So these are the things that we see even in the freshers, because these are not the things that a college or institute will tell.
So basically, basically, sorry to interrupt. So basically, you guys are just trying to understand from the students the basic knowledge what has been taught in the institutes of us. Is the student really thorough with? Correct. And can he really fit into that environment of yours by communicating through that what has been taught? That's all what is needed. Very loud and clear. Thank you. That's really lovely, because they all have a fear when it comes to BYJU'S that the recruitment is really, really tough. They get through the test.
Yes,
that's why I had to go a little depth into it to understand, make the conversation a little more.
I would say yes, it is tough, because yes, the benchmarks are really high, but it's not key we will That's why I see sort of asked for it, right? We asked for a resume and portfolio. So
Yep.
even the recruiter has this eye, okay, fine, this guy is a fresher with his resume. If he just sends his portfolio, yeah, he might be considered as a experience and might be rejected. But in a resume, even recruiter has that eye, okay, fine, this guy is a fresher, he has the potential. So I do the recruitment also generally. So I will tell you how we do practically. We map people onto a potential versus skill.
Great.
So if he's a fresher, we rate him higher on a potential and rate him lower on the skill. If he's experienced, we rate him higher on the skill and lower on the potential.
That's
So,
wonderful.
so that's the very much mapping that we do while recruitment. Yes, it is tough. It is comparatively harder as to our peers, because if we don't do that, we will not be able to show the numbers that we showed in the initial part of this discussion. So yes, it is comparatively thoda sa challenging, but yes, once you are onboarded onto the company, please be rest assured that you are on one of the very greater environment to be in, and which I didn't tell in my induction session, was that you guys will be joining the biggest production house of India right now. We are the biggest production house, so in under one roof. So that's a very good opportunity for all of them, actually.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayush. Over to you, Saurabh. So you can just take us through the rest of the process.
Yes. So after the assignment, we are sending for the review. If your test is getting selected, there is no further round, direct CTC discussion, and we'll make you offer, and we'll ask you like how soon you can join. Notice period we can provide you max to max 45 days. Within 45 days, you have to accept and join the company. Now, this year we haven't planned to start offices, so it would be work from home only. But most probably next year we haven't decided. That's why I'm not able to commit to anything now. But next year, most probably after March, we'll open our offices. Then you can come and work from office as well.
Not just you have not decided, it's not even Narendra Modi has not decided as of now. So it's not about us. Yeah, but as soon as things normalize, yes, we are a company which will be primarily working from office. We are a industry that work from home will not be a ever going process. We are not into an IT industry which work from home can be enabled very easily. So yes, as soon as the office opens, yes, of course, we will give some time, say 15-day or 30-day notice period to join back to Bangalore or TVM, whichever that location is. But post that, work from home will be slightly doubtful.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. I have a few things, again, back to Saurabh or to Ayush.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the same point of online process, you say 48 hours of test, right? We are now into this process of placing our students online. During the pandemic, we have been placing constantly students. Now, continuously, things are hiring is happening.
Okay.
Now, what if a student during the test, if he has a power shutdown or an internet breakdown, how can he connect to the respective team and get this sorted out and continue with it, complete the test?
He has to just intimate us that 24/7, one number would be given. Suppose while doing assignment, suppose I'm a candidate, I am doing my assignment, I have started my test at 8 a.m. After 2 hours, my power got cut for next 24 hours. So you have to just convey the same thing. Okay, sir, I need one more day or 2 more days to the particular issue. But because we are giving one particular number, so you can raise your query. So we'll make a note of it and we'll provide you extra day. Suppose the same assignment which you haven't submitted on time, will change the assignment, will try for the another time. It's not like you can work on the same assignment submitted. Okay. If in candidate submitted the test and got rejected, we have given the reason, okay, for this particular segment you got rejected, and if he or she wants to try one more time, we can try those particular candidates as well. So our agenda is get them on board if they are really looking for change, if they want to do something in their life. So we are giving at least 2 times.
Great, that's great. So you mean to say you guys are flexible enough to give the students the opportunity to complete the test, assist them, and clear them through.
Exactly.
Now, coming up to the
is something that we will not be doing. I'm so sorry. Assist them, we will not be doing.
Assisting in the sense, I meant during the process. If they have a breakdown,
yes.
there are people to assist them to get through the test completed, right?
Yeah,
Well,
because
that's
generally, I'll tell you one thing as well, because generally we get the questions like this, ki, what should I do so that I get selected and things like that. We generally don't give any instructions after that mail has been received to the candidate. Ki, okay, how this file has to be done, because we want to see what is his thinking, what is he up to. And if we give any form of instruction, no, so that gives a bias on his mind. Ki, okay, fine, this too I have to do, sir or ma'am has said this. So we don't generally give any instructions post the mail has been sent. If he has any say arrangements to be made related to say flight fluctuation and things like that, he can contact the recruitment team, and accordingly the dates will be arranged.
So you mean to say when the mail is sent out very clearly, to be very precise, there will be a number and the person's name which will be sent out to the student through which they can connect and get disconnected through. Thank you so much. That is really, really helpful for us, because we are now coming across with a lot of things, online, and we've been handling it with a couple of other clients as well.
Right.
Now, coming up to the next question. Yes, the test is completed.
Yeah.
What is the process of onboarding online?
It's virtual only, ma'am. If the test is selected within a week's time, so the test selection mail, immediately they'll get a mail. Congratulations, we have selected you for this particular role. Please just stay back. We'll be getting contacted by HR for your CTC and the joining date. Within a week's time after this mail, we'll make them offer. We'll ask them when can you join. Notice period, if any experienced guy is working somewhere, so it would be like 30 days or 45 days. We can release the offer letters. We'll get the dates from them. In the particular joining date, we'll have the virtual onboarding. There's no need to come to any nearest office. They can just log in from Zoom, show their ID cards, upload all the documents. We'll onboard them in the same day itself. Then next day we'll have some small process, how the BYJU'S internal things working out, which are departments we have, and where we are putting you based on the skill sets.
A small induction kind?
Yeah.
Like kind of intro, like why? Because those guys are really fresher and they doesn't know for this particular doubt whom to contact, how to contact.
Yeah.
So those small gap we are filling, for this session called induction.
And especially Uma, in say virtual onboarding, no, these are the things that they primarily face. Okay,
Definitely.
I'm facing this issue, but I don't even have my TL's number. Because there are a new employee, so all that gaps we fill, we introduce them to their team, we introduce to them to the work culture, we introduce them what are the ideologies that we work with and things like that, which I have not said right now. I'm waiting for few.
Of course, I am coming to that. I'm coming to that. The work culture of BYJU'S.
Yeah. So, work culture of BYJU'S, very friendly environment, Uma. I would say the average age here is 23 to 24. I joined BYJU'S 6 years before, and I would tell you very frankly that I thought that from one college I am stepping onto another college where I'm getting paid for the first time. So a very nice, friendly environment. We have a good page as well, Life at BYJU'S in Instagram. We have that page as well. All of you can actually see it. So there we upload what all things that we do. In fact, even during this pandemic, when we are not able to meet everyone, we are holding different meetings where it's about how we mentally develop ourselves, how to not get demotivated by things around us. So we are arranging sessions with international philanthropists and things like that as well, along with our company processes. So we take care of the company employees very much. We understand that employees are the backbone of the company. So if they don't do well, if we don't give them a better space, they will not be able to grow, and eventually company will not be able to grow. So we have a very mutual relationship, and that will be always.
Of course, you guys have a lovely office here in Bangalore.
Yeah, we have I told you, right, we have the biggest production house in India right now, so that's one.
Yes. Now there's a question in the chat box. Let me quickly take that up. There's a student who was come up asking, I want to know about how BYJU'S can help an artist to grow. And are there any stages?
Yeah, there are multiple stages. BYJU'S helps an artist to grow, depends on what is your area of expertise, depends on what you want to grow as. For example, the person sitting over here in front of the screen was an artist 5 years before. So, but my where I wanted to grow was more into the form of recruiting talents and things like that. Someone would want to grow into the say matte painting or a storyboard. What they will be doing is they will be making a matte paint. Initially they will might be making a matte paint for say a chapter or say a video. Then later they will be making a matte paint which will be used in our advertisement. Later they will be used making a matte paint which will be used in a whole product, say for example Disney. So Disney may also a matte painting artist works where he collaborates with this different Disney people, so he gets to understand a lot more about how does this industry work and things like that. If you are more once you get onboarded and you feel that you are more onto a management side, we might chances are really high that if you show potential, we might even put you into a management board where you will be managing 5 6 or 10 different artists. So each person decides his own growth in BYJU'S. We particularly don't give a path to them. It's more or less they choose their own path. Okay, fine, this is something that I want to go ahead with, and pretty much that happens. And the live example is sitting right in front of you. I was an artist under Ashwin, if you know Ashwin, right? So I was,
Ashwin, very much. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the right one example that you can see, and there are many more examples. There are people who from here have joined. I would not say that you leave the company and then join different places, but there are people who have made movies like Chintu Ka Birthday in Z5, movies like they are into art direction in TVF, they are into art direction into say different movies. Z5 ka Arya one series came on Hotstar. So there are various people who are taking us there as well. In future, I would not say you go there. We will be doing much better than that within the company. And primarily what happens is this is a company which makes us reachable to at least 10 lakh people. At least, even a small artwork that you make or a storyboard that you do or a video of 10 seconds that you do, at least 10 lakhs people will be watching it. So your talent is being showcased to at least a million people, and that's not a mere very easy thing to do.
Okay. Well, that's really wonderful. Now, again, another question which has come up is on the remuneration package. What does BYJU'S offer?
Generally, we have bracket for 3 to 18 lakhs. And see, it's not like a random hike which we are giving. Suppose if you are getting some X amount or you'll ask for like X plus 5, can't be possible. It totally depends on your test review. So we kept on bracket for 1 to 10 scale. If your test is get scored by 5 to 6 marks, definitely you'll get up to 15% hike. More than like 7 and 8, it's 25%. Then if you're scoring more than 9, it's up to 40 to 50% hike. So basically, for getting hired in BYJU'S, you have to perform in the test. Like this is your last interview in BYJU'S. Like for that level, you have to prepare for that test. Then only you'll get selected.
Okay. So you mean to say, yes, Ayush was saying something.
It depends on the guy's skill, Uma. I would say that if there is someone who is really skilled, who shows his skill in the test file, even if his salary is 5 lakhs, we can pay him 10 lakhs, 8 lakhs if his file is really good.
Yeah.
Someone whose file does not show that much of a potential.
Outstandingly good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So someone who is not showing us that much of a potential, we generally range between 10 to 15% of a hike from their current CTC. For freshers, we somewhere range between 3 to 4 lakhs.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ayush. For freshers, we are hiring for 2 months training.
Yeah.
Based on the performance, if someone is scoring like again the rating process, if your rating is like up to like above 8 or 7, will like give you up to 40% or 50% hike. If less than like 6 or 5, up to 20%. So it's totally depends. In the training time, you'll be getting paid 20 to 25,000.
Right. Is it a consolidated amount or is it going to be onto the
It's like your small tax deduction and the PF. Apart from whatever left, it's yours only.
PF and professional tax is the only thing that gets deducted, and pretty much that's
tax and the PF part,
norm.
and the
Yeah.
rest is on to them. Okay.
Yeah, rest is the
Now, okay, fine.
Yeah.
What is the qualification BYJU'S are looking out for from a freshman?
Minimum graduation. If not graduation, if someone let's say if anyone has 15 years experience and he or she lost their certificates, and also I cannot ask them to submit your degree certificate or something, but it should be 12th mass card and the certificate.
Minimum. That's a minimum expectation. You mean to say Aptech students with a diploma holds very much good to join BYJU'S, right?
Very much.
Well, that's a really, again, coming back to this industry, it purely depends on creativity, which goes very much in hand.
I'll tell you
top recently, and passion, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, you were telling something, Saurabh.
See, it's all about recently one movie came called Bahubali.
Yes.
Avatar. So it's not like every year we are getting those type of movies, right? Avatar, Bahubali kind of movie every 5 years or 10 years. The artist, whoever is working in that particular thing, they are getting paid 20 times, 50 times. But in BYJU'S, we are doing the same thing every day. That is the difference.
And for that matter, just a fact check, the person who has made Bahubali, comping artist and a 3D artist are with us now.
Yes.
Just giving you a fact check as well. So, because they were saying that we made Bahubali and then we never got an opportunity to make something like that, which they are getting in BYJU'S almost every week to make something like Bahubali. So we have actually a product called Social Science, and in that various forts, Raja models and things like that we have to create in 3D. So that also person coming out from Bahubali has joined BYJU'S with that same mindset. So you can if the space of creativity is being looked at by your candidates, I would say they will get a lot of space to showcase their creativity. At times what it will be, yes, product requirement might have a little bit tweaks here and there, but a person who is really creative enough will be able to excel really good in BYJU'S.
Great. Before we close, I would definitely ask one of you all to once again come out with the hiring skill sets of both the locations very clearly for all the students. Yes. Saurabh, please.
Minimum qualification would be 12th. We need certificates as well as the mass card. It's mandatory. If you don't have, we cannot take you. Second thing, you need to perform in the test. Suppose if I'm getting any profiles with the portfolio, definitely will give you a chance for the interview. After the interview, if test is getting selected, direct HRM, the HR verification, background verification team, they'll check your, suppose if you are having experience, your current 3 months salary slip, current offer letter, and wherever you are working, your resignation acceptance mail. If not, your experience letter. That's mandatory. You need to submit to get in BYJU'S.
Okay, I can
so
see
the hiring skill sets again, you are looking out for art. Yes.
Yeah. So we have 6 segments. One is motion graphic artist, concept art, digital art, graphic design, matte artist, and comping artist. Great. For both the location, Trivandrum and
as well as
Bangalore. For Bhubaneswar, we have only 3D openings. That numbers are limited. We are not looking for more than 20 numbers for Bhubaneswar.
Great.
Saurabh, I think you missed Flash artist.
Yeah, sorry. You can add one more. Flash animation.
Flash. 2D Flash.
Yeah.
Great. So.
Yeah, there is one question which is visible on my thing. Does they have jobs for 3D animator like character animator? I think Saurabh gave the answer. We had that roughly 6 months before we had that vacancy because we were releasing one of our products which was completely in 3D. Now that it is released, we have a very less of that scope to do a growth in that. So we would not be hiring very aggressively on 3D profiles, but 2D profile mein whatever comes in your purview, we are hiring.
So the numbers are not limited. It's n number of positions are there.
Okay. So before we close, what is a single tip or a quick tip on immediate message, whatever you call, you can convey to our students?
Okay. Single tip which I generally give it to my team as well is, at times when I review the videos of my team and ask them why they have done that, they have an explanation for further 5 or 10 minutes why they have done like that. Sadly, that will not be possible either in the interview nor in our app. So your intentions, why did you do that animation? Why did you create that artwork should be pretty much evident from your design or animation itself. You should not be required to justify your design or justify your animation. The day you are able to do that, then you have made a good video. If I have to go and explain, I have made a video and I have to go and explain them my video, then there is no purpose of the video. I could have directly made an article and started blabbering in front of them. So please understand that what we are doing is your video, just like how we are sending a mail and we said that that mail will be self-explanatory. Your video should be self-explanatory. We should not have doubts related to your video. Okay, why did he do that? The day we have that doubt, why did he do that? Why did he use this plugin? Will be very bad space to be in. If the plugins used, if the effects used are justified, okay, it's a snow segment, that's why I have used particular with a ball like structure, makes sense. But just because I know particular, making a ball like structure and everywhere in the video does not make sense. So it should be very much oriented towards what I am trying to tell, and is it getting communicated without me being there. One more advice I would give is, please put all the knowledge that you have related to design or animation while doing the work. As soon as you are done with the work, forget that you know even the layers of Photoshop and review it as a normal person. Forget how many hours you have spent on that video. Forget how many layers you have put in After Effects. Forget all the plugins that you have used. Just watch it as a random person passing by and seeing that video. The day you are able to do that, you will make a really good video. Please don't. What happens with the artist is, I will give you an example. I really make good tea. I thought this till I presented it to 5 of my friends. And one said, oh, there is less sugar. One said there is more milk. One said there is more water. These are the things that they said, because what I was seeing was I make good tea because I was putting milk, I was putting sugar. So for me, it was always okay. Try to show it to n number of people. Try to show your mom, or try to show it to your dad, or even younger brother or sister that you have before submitting it to BYJU'S, and tell them, how do you like this video? If they approve of it, chances are really high that we will approve of it.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's really wonderful, Saurav and Ayush. I think we've almost covered the entire part. So if there is anything which I have not touched based, or if you guys would like to convey, please.
There is one question: when and where we have to send our resumes, until when we can send? You can send as soon as possible. There is no till when. The later you do,
I would just take that question up. Whosoever the students attending the session, connect your respective ICAP teams of your region. Where we will be connecting with BYJU'S, and we will be handing over the data of yours, the resume of yours, and from there further BYJU'S will be in touch with the respective student from the respective region. So please stay connected with your regional teams, regional ICAP team, who will be giving you an input and the complete information about how to go further with the process, right? So I think we are done with the entire process and the entire session. So it was really lovely to have both of you, Ayush and Saurav. It was a wonderful session. and it was very informative because people, all the students, when you say BYJU'S, the fear first comes into them. We apply, but we don't get recruited, right? We don't get hired. But this is a very simple funda what you guys have explained today. It's very simple. That was the ice which we would really wanted to break with the students. So anybody who has, as what you have told, can really approach and get hired and work and join with BYJU'S.
Exactly.
So thank you so much. That was really a lovely
That's
and
the
very
first
informative
one.
session.
And we are hoping that almost all of the people attending this session will be at least attempting the test, and then let's hope for the
Yes.
best.
So I will
anyway.
come back to you on to. I'll stay connected with the data dump of whosoever is coming out with who is interested to join BYJU'S.
Mhm.
So
We
I
are
will stay
waiting for
connected.
you. We are
Yes.
waiting for all of you.
Thank you so much. And I would like to thank the MESC team who has really helped us to create this help us in creating and getting the session done.
Yes,
Thanking everybody, all the participants, and thank you once again.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
you. We'll stay
All the
connected.
best, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.